Welcome to Crypto EMC. With me is my trade buddy Fibonacci Lee, and today we're going to talk about trading indicators that gives us buy and sell signals, how to incorporate them into our daily trading, what does it actually mean when you trade with a trading indicator, and we're going to be laying out the simple steps on how they work. So how are you doing, Fibonacci Lee?
Hello everyone. Are we already live? Where's the music? I was waiting for that. The intro.
Oh, I did play the music. Did you not hear the music? You see, ghost in the machine. Can you hear it now? Okay. I just thought I'll turn it down a little bit, but okay. Okay. But all right, we're not here for the music. We're not here for the music. Let's have a look at the screen. I'm gonna be DJing the candles today. Right. So remember, guys, the rule is wait for the box, look for a higher high or a higher low, take the breakout, stop at the pivot apex, and then target a one-to-one setup. Now it's simple enough, but let's have a look at this, and we'll dive into that a little bit further with greater detail as well. So I just want to show you guys. There's the box. So we had the box, and what we did have yesterday, just before we went, we had our lower low. So there's the lower low, and then that is the conditions of the setup. So you've got the box, you've got the lower low. So the goal is what to do what? Well, the goal is if price goes back to that range is to hit your short, and wherever price turns around, wherever it turns around in this range, it should not make a higher high though. That's the invalidation. That's going to be where your stop should be. So when price gets to the line, you take action and you use wherever it turns to put your stop in, and then you put your FIB level from this high to this low, and you target a one-to-one trade at minimum. So the easiest way to do it is just to get the same amount of price movement on that level. So that's the way that we use the setup. So I've just used the drawing tools to do that, just that. So now let's hit that play button. So as the candles run, pause, poops, there you see, that's how it goes. So it did go, get to around that area, that is your short, and that is your one-to-one. Now, at the moment, we've got a new green box. So let's just take that away. And during the remainder of the stream, we're going to be showing you what to do in this area. So we're going to be touching on that as well. So that's it. And then one thing that we've been neglecting a lot is the support resistance indicators. We're going to spend some time on that as well. So Fibonacci Lee, take it away, buddy. Explain to me why you wanted the short. Because remember yesterday, I said, I'm not going to take your trade. I want to be bullish, and I'll hope that Bitcoin stays above 19.5 or closes the daily at 19.5, which it clearly didn't do. So let's go and let's have a look at that.
Well, I remember yesterday I did not actually do anything on Bitcoin. I haven't done any analysis on Bitcoin. I was just watching S&P 500. The chart I'm trading also from time to time using Prime XBT. And what I've noticed is, from this low here, we had the impulse, and then the correction came back down, and then we were going upwards. For me, Bitcoin was lagging behind, and then S&P 500 reached one of those levels, as I call it, a flat, 123, 127.2. So this box here was for me a big resistance area, because if I'm seeing that if this is not 1-2, and then we're gonna waste more time and can come back and have a pullback, maybe to 618 retrace area, there should be a way that this overextended move has to retrace, have to come back down. And that is one of my preferred areas to try to take action, 123, 127.2 from this move there. If you look in the past, it happened also quite often on a bigger scale, from this move here to this move there. This is exactly the same, 123, 127. If I use the same fib here, now this way around, you can see from this top there, from this low, we came exactly to 123, 127. And I did post that also on my Twitter account. So based on this analysis, there was a little bit of reaction there at that level. And I say that if we have a reaction on S&P 500, and if the price has to pull back a little bit there, even a bigger pullback, then Bitcoin is going to lose its momentum and it's going to drop as well. So actually, we take profit at the top at 19 19.8 from the previous run. And I was always waiting for that pullback to happen on Bitcoin to add more position and to enter another long, which would be at the 618 and 7 retrace. So based on those information, I know that a few of our members in the group did take the short. I don't know how they did take the short. Maybe by the time we said we're going to short S&P 500, they took a short on Bitcoin as well. Or yeah, what have you done? Have you used that indicator, Rudo?
No, I haven't used the indicator, and it's a good lesson that at the end of the day, when you use an indicator, do not necessarily have to have a narrative, because an indicator looks at stuff when you trade completely different. It looks at the equation, price action, and the condition. And that is the one true thing that all traders need to always know, is when you have your conditions met, you take action. That's it. And that's why these days, Wednesdays, we talk trading indicators, because here, these sessions are not about the narrative. The narrative gets discussed on different streams. Here, we just want to make money, and that's the reality. Now, that being said, I missed the short, but I can definitely well add on to my position on the long, which is all part of it. You know, there's always going to be different points of views and also different narratives acting out on the market. That's what makes the market so beautiful. There's always going to be volatility. Fibonacci Lee. I've got the chart open here, and I just want to share something with you guys. This is the buy sell Iindicator chat group. So the guys are quite busy. They're consistently calling out setups as these level goes through. So I would imagine, if you guys are really serious about trading, go and head over to that area, because this group is really, it's taken a life of its own. We don't even need to be actively monitoring this group anymore. The guys in there is doing all the work, and they're growing as a community, and that was the goal. We want to create a community, which means that everybody grows. You grow, everybody grows. So that's real kudos to them. I see a comment here. The DXY seems to be pushing up, but maybe only temporary. And then I got another comment asking, why is the DXY breaking up? Okay, so this is then off the back of, can there be some bullishness entering in the market at this stage? So Fibonacci, do you have something for that, or should we quickly have a look at the DXY? Maybe let's do that. Let's just look at it quickly. Okay, so DXY, why is it breaking up? I've got DXY open here on the weekly, guys. So I'm just going to take away the RSI for now, and it boils down to the same thing that I said yesterday. In order for us, if we were to mark out any of these highs, and we're trying to say that maybe this is the top, and then it goes and makes a higher high, so then it's not the top. Then we say, maybe this is the top, and then we don't want to see a higher high. Sorry if you don't like the narrative around that, but that's trading. Trading isn't an exact science. That's the reality. And maybe what I can do is I can maybe just make this nice and transparent so that exclamation mark is visible. But with that being said, Wyckoff knew this as well. And Wyckoff basically said, well, what do you have? You've got preliminary areas where the market stops, these PS ranges. So if you just close the Wyckoff image, I don't have it open, but what we do have is when we break it, you would want to see a change in the market conditions. So as you can see, at these lows over here and at those lows over there, there's still a lot of people rushing to the dollar, or people fleeing other fiat currencies, which means by definition heading over to the dollar. And the fact that we're getting these long wicks is what is worrying at this stage. So why is it breaking up? Well, we know that the European markets are taking a strain. They're moving into, Europe is moving into winter. Energy prices is extremely high. It's just bringing in more pressure of inflation and so forth. And the US at this stage has got the best unemployment rates. So bringing up the interest rates is easy, and that just puts even more pressure on other economies that's struggling, because they have to match that in order not to fall behind. So that is what's happening at this stage. Now, with that being said, guys, if we ignore that and look at this from a technical point of view, the DXY is going to keep on pushing. There's your answer. It's going to keep on making higher highs, irrespective of what is happening, until we reach that one pivotal point where it doesn't. And that's when we act. So we're in a range where this could potentially be it. And that's why we've planned. That's why we took a long. That's why we're ready for it. Now we have to wait and see. What I would want to see is, I would want to see us break this trend. This would be the first time that we are breaking through a trend that has been established since August. So that is your first go-to to tell you that the momentum might be shifting. And then if we do that, we need to get the sign of weakness. Well, look at previous times that we broke trends. We didn't put in lower lows, okay? And now I would want to see the same, but then I would want to see a lower low, which means the longer we go, if we break the trend, there's going to be new momentum kicking in, which means that this low to where this could potentially be, let's say it happens within this week, that price difference is still in the DXY's favor. So if it does break and it moves fast, you want it to overshoot to make a lower low. So these would be the levels that you need to lay out. So what it means and what needs to happen, I mean, we can debate that for hours. It's irrelevant at this stage. But look at this chart from this point of view, and let me just take away all the little brush squibbles so it's nice and clean and simple. And there you have it, guys. That's what you would want to see. That's all you would ever need to know. Please go and break this trend line and go and make a lower low there so that we can tick this on as the potential top. If it doesn't do that, it's going to keep on rallying and it's going to keep on putting pressure on everything, including Bitcoin. Okay, Lee, over to you, buddy. Let's take that next step. You've got, what do you have for us there? You're muted as well.
Okay. Oh, we look at the Bitcoin chart. Okay, for a change. I haven't looked at the Bitcoin chart for a while. But basically, if I'm following the same narrative as the S&P 500, I'm seeing correction here. Then if that is, a first wave, and then we are doing 1, 2, 3 correction, then this price should potentially come back to one of those levels. Now, yesterday, within that drop, it did went to 618, which is a very strong correction. And we didn't even, go below this 50% retrace, which is at that point. That buy area we're giving as well within our Discord group. But now that 50% has been tested, and I think we lost the 23.6 that you were also watching yesterday on 23.6 level. There's been no argument that 23.6 has been lost. 38.2 has been lost. 50%, I don't think that when they come back to test that 50% again, it's going to hold. So my next level of interest will be basically if you take the low from this side and the top of that side, and just basically a default Fibonacci tool. I'm watching the 618 level, 18.8. I told you guys yesterday, watch the 618 level, 786, 18.4, 18.5. So within this range, this box, we have the imbalance area. We have this gap here within the reload zone for the long, 618, 786. And I've got also a Fibonacci extension level from 1, 2, and 3. If that is a correction wave, we know that 618 here, 99 is a potential target to go. Let me close those tabs so you can see a little bit bigger there. And then the next variable will be 100% of that move, which is one move here, and 100% of that move equality will be 18,700. So there are a lot of Fibonacci levels here that is giving me the confidence that price should react when it comes back to this zone. Now, I know people are, worried about, are we going to go long? Is it going to go lower? Well, to be honest with you, the plan that I have, it should not go lower than 18.1. So the stop should be at 81, 18,100, or just a little bit below, because just of those volatility when it comes to that. But just same stop, 81, and we are buying this retrace within that reload zone. With all the profit that we have taken here at the top, even if you have taken this 50% and close your profit position here, you can use that profit now and build your position for the next run. So if the plan is correct and if the Elliott wave that I'm counting here is correct, 618 retrace, and then we should go and we should break this trend line and we should go much higher. So this is definitely a trade that I'm not gonna miss. Been waiting for this reload zone, as the name it says. I'm gonna reload within that zone, and I'm going to take a long. Not sure. It's never going to be a guaranteed winning trade. So we have to put a stop loss at 18,100, previous low. And I'm counting on that one to go above, at least to 20,800 and even above that.
So Skinny is saying every time you say reload zone, he is hearing the Rudo zone. And just to add confluence to that, thanks for that smart piece of wit there, Skinny. The Rudo zone, which you now know, it's always the 50% fib tool that I use. And remember, guys, every analysis has got every trade strategy has got its fails and it's got its wins. It's the same fib we used to get to this buy. Remember when I had it over there? Remember when we had it over there? There was the buy. And then what I did is I switched on the support resistance level. Show you now to get the stop so we didn't get wick out. But now we've got another wick. Boom. There you go. And if you have a look at that target, look at that, 18,400, 18,500. That is going to be for me on the 4 hour. Now, if we change time frames, it always changes the narrative. So you have to identify a time frame that fits the narrative. Because if you're looking at it from this point of view, then I don't know. So I'm going to stick to the 4 hour for this area because the 4 hour has been giving me good entries. And I'm also going to then just flip this back and I'm going to go over to the daily for you guys because I like to use this on the daily for that reason. If we look at this from a daily perspective, let's see what the daily is giving me. So I'm just going to put a fib on. And now we've got a completely different wick there. So there's 18.6. So the argument is between 18.6, which is there, and if I flip back to the 4 hour,
Wait. There are so many levels. So now why don't we use
there's a lot.
Hold on. Why don't we use the crypto EMC support and resistance line to find out which are the most probable area to hit? Because those lines will never change in all the time frame. They will be still the same.
That is correct. That is correct. So I'm going to take these two little arrows and I'm just going to sync them to all the charts. And then I'm going to flip over to that. And then let's see which ones we were, because support resistance indicator, as always, is a really good tool to see how it works. Now, if you want to do that, guys, and you want to use it, I've already got it loaded here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to minimize that quickly. And I just want to take a quick step back and show you how easy it is to get these the indicator loaded. So there's our two levels. I'm just going to delete that. There's the height on the one, 18.6. There's the height on the other one. Okay, so now what do? Well, I go and look for the lowest low that I can find within the trading range that I'm interested in. If this is the trading range, from the last 3 months, that's going to be the lowest low. So what I want to do is I want to snap to the highest point, which is 19,490, and I want to snap to the lowest point of that candle, which is 17,600. And then all that I do is when I load the support resistance indicator, I input those two values into it. And then I say to it, well, do I want the big macro steps? That would be R1. And the amount of lines means how high do I want it to populate it? Now, if I say OK, and I switched it on, it gives you all the support and resistance levels at that range. And now if you zoom out, you can see how significant it is. That print on what happened in that little candle gave you support and resistance levels there. And you can see how price struggled to close above it, how price came back and tested it, how price fought around it again, and vice versa. So it's a powerful, simple tool, indicator tool that you can use. And now if I want to go and look at buy and sell ranges and stop limits and to try and find a little bit more of a finer, smaller margin, this is now where Lee's argument comes in. If I look at this from this point of view, I'm saying to myself, well, I want to use my fib, my 50% on that wick buy strategy. Oops. But now look at where I'm at. I'm smack in the middle between this support level and that support level. So Lee, what would you do in this instance?
Well, because it's in the middle, that's another possibility of hitting the exact same line. But I would definitely take a chance at that line above that and then also a line below. At the end of the day, if the both get hit, it's going to be exactly the same.
Yes, because your average is going to be there. So at 18,532 would be my first order. And maybe I can use that order.
Exactly. Yeah. And also I can use that as a stop, because looking at this chart, instead of putting my stop at 0.71, I will put below the support and resistance zone to high my stop, definitely.
Yes, so don't use the fib. Don't use that, because it's too easy. Everybody's going to see it. Use the support level and say to yourself, well, where's that support level at? That support level at, let's get a little price label there. Price label, let's put it there. There's the price level. At 1854, that's where the support is. So put yours below it. Make sure that you're in an area where there's no liquidity. There's no reason for price to go there, because that's the best stop. The one that nobody wants to go and get. That's it. So that's the area. So you can even, originally, when I looked at the larger time frame, said, well, we can start at 18.6. But if you look at this, don't be so generous. Be greedy. Move that down. You can start at 18,532 and all the way down to 18,283. That would be a good area for a continuation or a reload on that. One thing to take note, guys. One thing I just want to add on to this. This strategy is off the back that we should have made a higher high. Now, I'd like to use this when it makes a higher high, meaning there's the high that I wanted to see, and I wanted to see this rally up. But because we might be mid-wave impulse, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get that higher Y, I'm going to buy this regardless, but knowing that it's not on, it didn't make a higher high. It's not a clean entry. So you do have risk. So don't throw your life savings into this trade, meaning if the price goes below that level, your account's liquidated, because you're going to get wrecked and then you're going to blame everything. But the reality is that we never know. So we trade each trade with that. What if it fails? And if it fails, what am I willing to lose? And just remember that. Use that as your measuring stick to just keep that greed and that hope and all those other emotions out of play. Okay.
Also, now, I mean, because this show is about indicators, I would also suggest now you have these two tools. Even if I'm scared to miss one of those levels, then, so be it, let it go, because now you are guessing where to put your stop loss. While using those green boxes and red boxes, you will know exactly where to put your stop loss and exactly when to get your long, when you have the confirmation of breaking out and making higher high. So that's also a good strategy to use, because I see a lot of people going long there or going long, at the bottom, try to guess where the bottom is. Well, guess what? Maybe it's too soon. But with that indicator, with those kind of indicator here, you will never be afraid that it's going to be too soon, because catching a falling knife, it's always difficult. You will have to guess whether it's the support resistance line or whether it's one of those Fibonacci line. But if you use that indicators and look for the pivot points and catch the breakout, you can have a tighter stop loss and even a much better trade.
That's it. That's the reality with this. Fibonacci, is there anything else you wanted to share?
How do we get those indicators, Will?
That's a good question. So if you guys are interested into getting the indicators, I want to tell you to scan the QR code on the screen. I'm going to bring it up now. Oops, there it is. It takes you to the Discord. If you don't want to scan it, the link will also be in the description, or is in any of our video descriptions as well. Once you've done that and you've signed into the Discord, you become a friend of me. Now, all you need to do is just head over to the Get Premium Access and click on the Google Sheet form. Now, what we've done is we've changed the form ever so slightly. So if you sign up with our partner link with OKX, you get access to the support and resistance indicator. You can use BitGet to get access to the buy-sell indicator. Or you can use MEXC as well for the support resistance indicator. Now, what this does is it gives you access to the premium trade group, which throws you amongst all the other traders. I mean, there's a trade team calling trade setups as well. We have dedicated channels where we discuss and explain things that we're going to do, as well as there's a community of like-minded guys. Most of them are even on the stream as well, setting out ideas and sharing stuff they see within the indicators with what they learn. Because remember, this is a community of learning and becoming self-sufficient as traders. So that puts you amongst these people to just help accelerate you and grow as a trader, guys. The next bull run is going to happen. It's going to happen when you least expect it. And then at that stage, you're going to be in for a ride of a life. I promise you that. Okay, so that's how you get to it. Fibonacci Lee. One thing else I wanted to share was Ethereum. I spent some time on Ethereum as well. Yesterday we said, well, we worried because we looked at Bitcoin and I was bullish. This is a little bit of a recap from yesterday. I was looking at Bitcoin and I said, listen, guys, I want to see Bitcoin go up. So I'm just going to head over to the 4-hour. And the argument is I would want to see Bitcoin close above this level at 19.5 with the daily candle. And the argument was then we can maybe go make a higher high. And that would have been, for me, a really good reason to grab a buy. That being said, the worry that I had and I shared with you guys yesterday was if we look at Ethereum. So what I have to the right-hand side is just a simple RSI. And we've got a higher high between these two pivots on the RSI. And this is a 4-hour setup. And what I have in the middle of the screen is the 4-hour chart. And what we had was a lower low. And you could see the support and resistance indicator, which is loaded on these two price points, as I've shown there, that we've got the bearish divergence, the big bearish divergence. It's almost like an ailment. You've got it. Then it's not going to go well with your chart or your trade. So Ethereum got the bearish divergence and sold off as such. Now, at the moment, what we're doing is, and I just want to point this out, look at that low. Look at that. The cursor's lined up. Look at that. Look at that low, which is higher. Look at that one. It's lower. Look at that one. It's higher again. Look at that. It's lower again. What is that maybe? What does that say to you guys? Let me know in the comment section. Maybe there's some hope. Maybe there's some hope for that long. And Lee, do you have a BTC long for us or something that we can close off the stream with?
Well, I just told you the area that we are looking at, on the BTC long. But 15 minutes, I will refer to those boxes. Maybe there's a long, in the middle. You can share my screen because we have like 1, 2, 3, those buy area. Okay, if you have taken this breakout there will be, I think you have been stopped out with a few cents here with that drop. But
Can
now my next area too.
Sorry, but I just want to see that block nice and clear.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
But for me now, my next long is the breakout of this trade at 19,279, and this can take you back to 19.4, this kind of area. But the areas that I really want to buy Bitcoin would be still, around the 18.5, 18.8 kind of area. This is a breakout trade, and for me, Bitcoin can still go up. Where is that tool again? The pass, yeah. We can still break, come back, break like this, and then still come back down.
Go down
so
for the low
one trade is not gonna stop me for waiting for the 18 area. Well, this can still happen for me on the Elliott wave. If you dive in a little bit here, looks like we are consolidating. Maybe the fourth wave is done and we are already starting the fifth wave to the downside. Maybe we are still on a fourth wave and then coming back up, check out one last time and then drop. But at the moment, I'm not so bullish on a smaller time frame price action. Also compared to S&P 500, well, we're gonna see what the US market is gonna do when they open in about 30 minutes, and the official opening time is gonna be in 1 hour and 30 minutes. But looking at the S&P 500 chart, it's poised to go down a little bit more. So not so bullish on Bitcoin this morning.
Yeah, it's a sad reality, but the S&P does look bearish at this range. I think one thing that we can maybe do is just have a look at the volatility on that. Where's the volatility? So the VIX volatility is quite high on this one at the moment. So if I bring up this, so normally what you would want to do if you want to go and get a swing position, you would want to wait for the VIX to get at least to a lower level. Okay. Yeah. And that's normally a good area to just grab a bit of a swing position. So because it's at this stage, all that it basically is pointing to, and I don't want to dive into this too much. I see Lee giggling already. is that at the end of the day, once that is there, there's a lot of uncertainty. So you don't have a clear direction in the market, and the price is pointing to it just yet. Do we? Have you looked at the RSI on this one recently, Lee?
I'm just looking at RSI. The last thing that can see on RSI on the daily was a hidden bullish divergence. We did make the move already here. Come back. I like it when the VIX is moving a little bit, and especially higher, because it brings volatility. As a day trader, you want that, because it's so boring. If the market is not moving, it's so boring. But yeah, I hope that we're gonna have we will have some volatility and then get our longs and then going up. And yeah, and if you are bored, I think there will be another OKX, a competition, an OKX trading competition coming on. I think there's not a lot of people has registered to that competition. So if you are bored, come trade with us and use the link, open an account with OKX and search for crypto EMC. We are only like 10, 14 people registered as of today. And we can have a little bit of fun here trading this competition. And overall, yes, I think OKX has not lot of people subscribed. So let's go and let's aim for the first place.
Why not? But please do not aim to wreck your account on the first trade and go for that Hail Mary. I know Lee wanted to do that the last time around.
The strategy is we only need. Listen. The strategy is you only need $50 on one of your trading accounts to participate in that competition. I don't mind losing $50 if I go all in. It's all about P&L. It's not about how much money you're gonna make out of this trade. So if I put $50 and then double this account or triple this account, then I'm happy. I mean, you make 200%. And that's a strategy. And I don't mind losing $50, but don't go and put 5,000 or 50,000 money that you cannot afford to lose and trade stupidly on a competition. For me, trading in a competition and trading on a day-to-day basis is totally different strategy.
That's it. That's true. So yeah, you just want to flex the best side of trading, but making money consistently doesn't involve cowboy antics. So just remember that. Lastly, guys, if you want to have more information on that, it also can be found on the Discord. So if you like the content, you like what we said, you want to hear more, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and we do these streams daily. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at Elliott Wave again. Thursdays is Elliott Wave. We might be recapping some of Lee's previous counts. Any little hint of what else can be expected for Elliott Wave tomorrow, Lee?
Well, let's see if the plan works out today, if we got our long, and if you have a nice reaction after our long, and we can look at the Elliott Wave for the next target for this specific longs that we are hunting right now.
So the market need to behave before we can know what to do. So keep your fingers crossed and your mouse buttons at arm's length, because there's still a lot that needs to happen. Right, guys, I think we can sign it off. Lee, thanks a lot. Looking forward to tomorrow. As always, keep hustling. Keep hustling.
Yeah, with $50, I just want to hunt 100x trade.
Say that again, Lee. Couldn't hear you.
With the $50 in the competition, I just want to hunt this 100x trade.
Yeah, I see there's a few. What was it? Who was it that wanted that 100x?
Crypto gurus, yeah.
He always wants a 100x trade. One day we'll give him a 100x trade.
Yeah, but I'm only using $50 for that.